They mocked her from the very first day. When Ira Khan stepped onto the training ground, her boots slightly scuffed and her shoulders tense with quiet determination, the laughter followed almost instantly. The recruits whispered behind their hands, some not even bothering to lower their voices. She was smaller than most, her voice softer, her eyes always down as if she were apologizing for taking up space. In a place where confidence was worn like armor, Ira looked like a mistake the system had somehow allowed to slip through. Training was brutal, designed to break people before it rebuilt them. The sun burned mercilessly during drills, sweat soaked through uniforms, and every mistake was amplified. Whenever Ira stumbled or lagged behind by a second, someone smirked. "She won't last a week," one recruit muttered. Another laughed when she failed her first endurance test. Even the instructors seemed indifferent, their faces carved from stone, offering no encouragement and no mercy. Ira heard it all, but she said nothing. She clenched her jaw, wiped her face, and kept moving. At night, when the barracks fell quiet, the mocking echoes still rang in her ears. She lay on her narrow bunk, staring at the ceiling, wondering if they were right. Doubt crept in like a shadow, whispering that she didn't belong here, that she was chasing a dream meant for someone stronger, louder, braver. But every time she felt herself slipping, her hand would unconsciously rest on her left rib cage, just beneath her uniform, where a hidden tattoo lay pressed against her skin. It was her secret, her reminder, the reason she couldn't quit. The days turned into weeks, and the mockery never fully stopped. During combat simulations, some recruits refused to pair with her, assuming she would slow them down. When she proved them wrong, when her precision and focus surprised them, they brushed it off as luck. Ira learned to survive in silence. She trained harder than anyone else when no one was watching, running extra laps after lights out, practicing techniques until her muscles screamed. Pain became familiar, almost comforting. It meant she was still moving forward. One afternoon, during a grueling close combat exercise, everything changed. The recruits were paired randomly, and Ira found herself facing one of the loudest voices among them, a tall, broad-shouldered trainee who had never hidden his disdain for her. The whistle blew, and the match began. He came at her fast, confident, expecting an easy win. But Ira moved with unexpected speed, dodging his first strike and countering with controlled force. The crowd grew louder, surprise rippling through the onlookers as she held her ground. In the chaos of the struggle, her opponent grabbed her uniform, tearing the fabric slightly as he tried to overpower her. The motion exposed a glimpse of skin beneath her ribs, and with it the edge of her tattoo. The fight ended seconds later, Ira breathless but standing. As she stepped back, pulling her uniform into place, she didn't notice the figure watching from the sidelines. The commander had arrived unnoticed, his sharp eyes scanning the field, taking in every detail. The commander's gaze narrowed, not at the outcome of the match, but at the mark he had briefly seen on Ira's skin. He stepped forward, his presence silencing the field instantly. Conversations died mid-sentence, laughter vanished, everyone straightened, fear and respect replacing arrogance. The commander's eyes locked onto Ira. "Recruit," he said evenly, "step forward." Ira's heart pounded as she obeyed, her mind racing. Had she done something wrong? Was she about to be dismissed after all this time? The commander stopped in front of her, his voice calm but commanding. "Your uniform," he said. "Adjust it." Confused but compliant, Ira shifted slightly, and the tattoo became visible once more. A sharp intake of breath rippled through the silence. It wasn't just a design, it was a symbol, an old unit insignia, etched with precision and reverence, a symbol known only to those who had lost everything and still stood. The commander's expression changed, the hardness in his eyes replaced by something deeper, recognition, respect. He looked at her for a long moment before speaking again. "Where did you get that tattoo?" Ira swallowed. Her voice trembled, but she answered honestly. "It belonged to my mother, sir. She served.
She died on a mission that was never spoken about. This was her unit. The ground felt unsteady beneath her feet as memories flooded back. Her mother's quiet strength, the stories left unfinished, the folded flag handed to a grieving family. The commander straightened, his posture rigid. Slowly, deliberately, he saluted. The gesture sent shockwaves through the recruits watching in disbelief. "Your mother was one of the bravest officers this command ever had," he said. "That tattoo is not hidden in shame, it is carried in honor." For the first time since she arrived, the training ground was truly silent. The mocking faces now looked away, shame creeping into their expressions. The loudest voices had nothing to say. Ira felt tears sting her eyes, but she held them back, standing taller than she ever had before. The commander turned to the group. "Strength," he said firmly, "is not always loud. It is not always obvious, but it endures." From that day on, everything changed. The whispers stopped. The laughter disappeared. Recruits who once ignored her now nodded in respect. Some even asked for her help during drills. Ira didn't gloat. She didn't seek revenge. She simply kept training, carrying herself with quiet confidence. The tattoo remained hidden beneath her uniform, but its meaning no longer needed explanation. Ira completed the program, not as the strongest or the fastest, but one of the most respected. When she finally stood at graduation, her eyes searched the crowd, imagining her mother there, watching, proud. The mockery that once defined her journey had faded into something insignificant. What remained was resilience, honor, and the unbreakable truth that sometimes the greatest power lies in what we carry silently beneath the surface. For more thrilling, emotional, and unforgettable stories, don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and share with friends who love powerful twists.